Hey, Scottish Mudlarking with Nicole and Craig. Over the last few weeks we've been making our way along the Ceres Burn, and today we found ourselves back at the locations where we made our second ever video for this channel. We're back here at Kemback and we're going to have a look under the waterfall to see what we can find. Okay, Nicole's just found something very nice. Let's see what that is. It's going to be very noisy here with all the water. So you found something really nice?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I found a couple of pieces of pottery in the very, very cold river waterfall. And I found a little badge and it's got a Scottish thistle on it, and that's very nice.
So that's very cool, and that's metallic. Do you know of any idea what kind of metal that is? Is it copper, brass, or?
Well, it's very thin metal, so yeah, I think it's maybe been some sort of badge, maybe for a cap or a military or something.
Oh yeah, like a cap badge. Yeah, you could be right. We could look up and even find out if that's associated with a regiment.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of a jar lid over there as well. Yeah,
and some pieces of what looks like it might be plain pottery. That one has a bit of kind of blue tinge.
Oh yeah, okay. Maybe a bit spongeware there?
Possibly. Who knows, it's grimy.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if it sounds like we're shouting in this video, we apologise. It's just very loud with this waterfall here. I'm just going to try and jump across the stones here to see what Nicole's been finding. I'm silly enough to leave my wellies in the car again. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, I don't think I can see it. Hang on.
You might be able to see it.
Right, oh, actually, I don't think I can. There's a rock in the way. I'm just going to use the zoom.
Okay, I'll point to it.
Oh, I think, is it in between those stones at the back end?
It is, yeah, it's here.
Oh, okay, no, we can't see that. Hang on a second. I'll just come around here. Can you point that out again, please?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a clay marble.
No, it's a mill-class marble, a white mill-class marble with a red swirl.
Yeah, well, we can see the white. Okay.
I'm gonna take it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so pretty.
We won't hear a word you're saying over the waterfall.
Wow, I'll come to you.
Okay.
This is so slippery.
Glittery?
Slippery?
Oh yeah, it's very slippery in there. That's really cool. I mean, that's going to need to be cleaned up. And maybe if we can try and turn around a wee bit, because there's very little light here. If you can turn around that way.
That is a really lovely marble.
That's very cool. And you think that's milk glass?
Yeah, it is, yeah. We'll clean it up and it'll probably look a lot better than it does just now.
That's a very cool one though.
Yay!
Well, that's a cool find. Then we don't find, well, have we found one of those before?
No, we haven't. Yeah, I think it's probably made around the 1940s. But we'll try and have a look in our marble book and see if we can identify it.
Yeah, so around 80 years old or so then.
Oh yeah.
Very
I wonder if it came from up the top of the waterfall or if somebody's dropped it here.
Yeah, there's a question we'll never know the answer to.
Very cool.
So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me. So what we'll probably do is take the fines off somewhere else and have a wee look at them there. That looks like the top of an old pot, I think. A nice wee piece of blue pottery there. It's quite thick, quite heavy, quite chunky piece of blue pottery, that one. You know, one of the negative sides of doing this is that the longer we look, the more silt we kick up and the less we're likely to see.
Yeah, I've noticed every time you take a step you get a wee cloud forming, but it does kind of clear relatively quick.
Well, here's hoping.
Yeah. Bit of an old jar.
Alright, that's quite a nice piece.
Yeah. Put it in the bag.
Got a few wee pieces of glass here, all shiny, very sharp. That's actually quite nice, there's some texture on that, so I'll take a closer look at that. But Nicole just spotted this piece up here, so I'm going to let her reach in and pick that up.
Oh,
Okay.
that's very nice. It's got a kind of flower pattern on it.
Yeah, let's
Nice.
pop that down by that piece of glass there. Just take a wee look. Yeah, okay, that's nice.
Yeah. Milk on it. Has milk on it. It looks like it's a brown bottle though. No, just very grubby.
It says something there, but I have no idea what it says.
Yeah, it looks like green China Night Dundee.
Okay, try and angle that back. Whoa, stop. Perfect. It's caught the light.
I don't know what it is, but I'm taking it.
So we've put a couple of the things that we've found here on this bench that's by the waterfall, and we've done that to try and get a little bit of distance from the noise of the waterfall there and to take a closer look at some of these things. So what do you think? What's your thoughts then?
Well, it all looks kind of Victorian. So we found a couple of bottlenecks. This, what looks like probably a jam jar. This old milk jar.
Yeah, that's an interesting piece. As I say, we've never seen a brown milk bottle, but we don't suspect that is actually brown glass. just that it's years and years and years and years of build-up of muck from the water there.
Yeah, we'll clean it up and then you'll be surprised. Got 2 pieces of transferware.
They're really nice actually.
Yeah, they're kind of floral. They almost look like it's the same pattern, but it's not. But it's really nice.
Yep.
And then we found this piece is probably an old ink pot. Oh,
that's a big ink pot.
A little beastie.
There's a wee beastie on it.
A bit of metal, not sure what that's from. And I really like this one.
Yeah, the writing on that's very prominent. I'm just going to try and get a closer look at that. So I think that deserves a little bit of an internet search, a wee bit of an investigation.
Definitely.
And we'll see what we can find out about that frame. What else do you think it says in there?
China Midnight Dundee. I can read Dundee, definitely Dundee.
So it's from Dundee. Yeah, okay.
Why would we think the military might be associated with this metallic thistle insignia? We have to travel uphill from the waterfall to an empty field to answer that question. In the 1940s, this field was marked ultra secret by the British intelligence services. Ultra secret was a term used for locations where encoded enemy messages were deciphered. It's hard to imagine, but many parts of Fife were restricted areas during the Second World War, and here in Kemback it was because a Y station based right here in this field intercepted and decoded radio communications that had been encrypted using the Enigma machine. Decoding these military communications was central to ending World War II. The Enigma machine, used by Germany to encode communications, was very sophisticated and almost impossible to break. Its operational system changed every day. Even if a cipher, that's a key to breaking a code, could be created to break one day's communications, that cipher would not work the next day. Alan Turing's role in breaking the Enigma machine's codes is probably best known, but was a Polish cryptologist who provided the foundation that Turing needed to contribute towards ending World War II. Places like Bletchley Park and the skilled women who worked there to decipher coded messages are quite well known, though Kemback and the other Y stations that operated here in Fife and in other parts of the UK remain a mystery. As interesting as it would be to tell you much more about this place, the records concerning the site here are still top secret. In fact, even the location of the records is unknown.
So we had a look at the things that we've already found, but I want to take a closer look at the edge of the waterfall.
Now I'm always on the lookout for a bottleneck, and I think this one is really cool. So you can see by this mark here that this used to have a swing top stopper on it. The moment I saw this, Nicole just shouted, "Look over here!" So let's go see what Nicole's found.
Yeah, right here. It's amazing, we walked past this so many times. Or the joy of a marble, even if it's got a little piece missing.
Oh wow! That's very cool. I found the bottom of a bottle. Very thick. Well, that's the sun coming out from behind the clouds, which is lovely to see. Really nice that the sun's came out. We can actually see some of the colours on this pottery. Okay, so there's some of the things that we found from the second dive around into that pool at the bottom of the waterfall. And there's some kind of cool finds. I think, is this the first time that we've found pirate sea glass quite some way from the shore?
Yeah, I think so. And it is a really old piece, this one, because you see the pontile mark on the bottom there.
And it's really thick glass as well.
Yes, so you can probably see that. And then we found these pieces of pottery and the clay marble.
Clay marble's an excellent find.
Yeah.
That one's really mucky. I think a wee clean up and that'll look lovely.
Yeah.
But that blue pottery as well, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice with the flowers on it. There is one more find, and it's this piece of a bottle, and it's got an object on it, and it looks like the Star of David, but that's actually a brewery star.
Brewers adopted the 6-point star as a gilded insignia in the 1500s, but the symbol goes back much farther than that. The alchemists used the symbol to denote the elements: earth, air, water and fire. Brewers borrowed this symbol and changed some of the elements around so that the points on the star denote air, water, fire, grain, hops and yeast. That's everything that you need to make beer. Back in the day, different coloured stars allowed illiterate pubgoers to identify which beer was in which barrel. It's been really great getting back along to the waterfall at Kemback, and we've had some amazing finds. We made our second video at Came Back, and that was a year ago bar one day to the day that this video is coming out. So something quite special. This is kind of our anniversary video.
We had some amazing finds, and among them were these what looked to be Victorian jam jars and preserve jars, and this piece is kind of special. It appears to be a master ink bottle. They were like large bottles that had a lot of ink in them, and you would just take that bottle and refill your small inkwells with them. We also found some really lovely pieces of transferware and a couple of pieces of spongeware. This one you might recognise as being the Grecian pattern. Now this piece is really nice because it's actually spongeware and it has some hand decorated elements to it. We found a couple of marbles below the waterfall, but this one's outstanding. This is a really gorgeous red and white milk glass marble. Red in marbles is really rare, and I don't think we have another one like this, so this is definitely a keeper. I especially love that it looks like there's a little seagull right in the centre there. It looks like this might be a slag glass marbles, and we know that there's a school above the waterfall dating back to the 1880s, and it's really lovely to think that maybe back in the day a kid played with marbles, overthrew a little bit, and this marble ended up in the stream, eventually ending up below in the waterfall where we found it over 100 years later.
A few weeks ago we started our trip down the Ceres Burn, and at our first stop we found a load of bottle stoppers. Today, now that we've reached the waterfall, several weeks later, we're just finding bottlenecks and bottle tops. We can tell that this came from, we think, a bottle of beer, and we can tell that because the symbol that you see here is an old brewer's symbol that dates back to the 15th century. So this symbol has been in continuous use since then, although it's no longer used today. It gives us some idea of how old this bottle is. We are tempted to think that these three pieces might actually have come from the same bottle. We can't tell for sure, but it's a nice thought. This piece has some very clearly legible writing on it. We can see the name Frayne. Frayne was a china and glass merchant in Dundee. We've been able to find their address in the old business directory. We're going to take a bit of a closer look at that company and see what we can find out, to let you know in future weeks. A few weeks ago, we seemed to find the condiment cupboard from a kitchen that had been emptied out into the stream, and if you remember, we found a coffee jar. This week, we found the milk bottle for that coffee. Last, but by no means least, is this piece here. The piece is entirely metallic, and as you can see, it has a thistle emblem in it. We're tempted to think it's a brooch because it has some clasp markings on the back. It's very, very fine though. We know that there was intelligence services at the top of this hill during the 1940s, and it's tempting to think that this may have been an emblem associated with that unit. As records remain top secret for that base, we can't say for sure. We have found a cap badge and a collar badge that look quite similar to this design, but we really can't say for sure whether or not the badge that we found has any military associations. What we can say for sure is a really excellent and unique find, and it raises some interesting questions.
You've already seen this lovely clay marble in the roundup, but because we haven't managed to properly clean it up, but we still wanted to make a couple of clay marbles available to you in our Etsy shop, we've chosen these three. So a pendant this size would look nice kind of sat here. So I'm just going to use my neck to measure the chain.
Thanks so much to everybody for watching, liking and commenting on the videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a moment to subscribe. Huge thanks to everybody for visiting the Etsy shop, for gifting us something through our Amazon wish list, and for buying us a wee coffee through Ko-fi. It really makes a huge difference to us and it really helps us keep going with the channel. Thank you so much for that.